Do you think it's good for someone to like get maybe this isn't the right way of saying it, but do you think it's good for someone to like get hit in the head a couple times when they're like growing up, do martial arts, learn what it feels like to get like punched? Do you think that's
Yeah.
good? What do you
Oh
reckon,
yeah.
Gail?
Yeah, I'm not like so, but I'll just refer to what's Tarkin saying. That's absolutely
Yeah, sure.
correct, right? So if you learn a martial art, you not only you learn how to like the skill and stuff, but you also learn the respect, and it's a very it's a great way to actually learn very like good philosophical lessons as well, as opposed to just the physical sort of skill of fighting and that sort of
Mm,
thing. So yeah, no, absolutely. Like, as I said before, I trained martial arts for about 10 years since I was a kid as well, right? So
mm,
I could definitely recommend it. The getting hit stuff as well. Like it might hurt at the start, but if you can get obviously you're not going to need to get in a fight anyway, right? But if you can like at least involve yourself in a martial art, absolutely.
mm,
We as martial artists, I mean, I don't know, I don't speak for Tarkin here, but I learned martial art and I improve. Like I understand sort of how all that sort of stuff works and like how to approach a situation so I don't get hurt and no one can get hurt, right? So that's
mm.
how I look into it. So absolutely, yeah. If your head's in the right space, then absolutely martial arts a great way to like build yourself as a child. I can't speak for
Mm.
Tarkin here. He's just beating up people on the street because they looked at him funny. But yeah, go for it, Tarkin.
Hey,
What do you got to say, mate?
once you get hit in the head, you realise it's not that bad. Like,
Can cause some
really,
concussions.
kids nowadays, the youth, I reckon they do need a bit of a hitting, like a little bit of a beating, because too many people are going through life not understanding real pain. Look at our generation. We're part of a bunch of pussies. Like, no better way to say it. Like, going through school, we all went to school together, going through fucking walking down the street. There are a lot of people walking around who don't understand what real pain is, don't understand the capability of humanity. They don't understand what can happen. You see a lot of people walking around the street in their phones and all that. If they knew what it was like to get punched, kicked, took a good fucking uppercut to the nutsack, like I doubt they would be just like that unaware of everything. You walk through the city, how many blokes do you see who couldn't lift up a fucking pencil, let alone their own fist to defend themselves? Like, uh,
I don't know if that's the right way to teach kids, though. No, you can't teach kids by sort of physically beating them and stuff like that. Like you have to take a far more mental approach, right?
sometimes you need a hit. I got hit as a kid, didn't like it at the time, but looking back, I'm like, oh, probably not the worst thing for me. Like, lucky kids.
Yeah, I don't. I just don't think that's the right way to do it, right? Because then now you're like, if you obviously in like for you it's worked, right? Because like generally like lots of different people respond different ways. Obviously you've responded the way that like it's been intended, like from whoever was hitting you as a kid. But like yeah, other kids aren't going to respond the same way, right? So if you've got someone who's generally pretty shy and stuff like that, and they're getting it from their dad at home, like it's not going to come out the right way. Like a lot of kids in crime, like a lot of youths who are like criminals and stuff like that have like their upbringing's been literally sort of half what you described, right? And they've just not taken it correctly, and they're taking it back out on the world as opposed to looking inside and like actually like figuring out what's going on, right? So um, I think that's the right way to do it at all time. Absolutely.
There's a difference between like an alcoholic dad rage beating, where like you're leaving bloodied and bruised, than oh, I just said my first swear word, getting a smack in the ass. Like you don't need like
Well,
to
yeah, that's yeah.
Mm.
show them that there's consequences to your actions. And unfortunately, nowadays, being sent to your bedroom really isn't a consequence. Like, it didn't work for me. I have fucking Legos under my bed. Well, I'm gonna spend in my room. I was sick. I get to play with Legos. But like, oh no, I'm in trouble. Bang. Like, bang. Lesson learned. Not doing that again. I don't want to get hit, and that's going to teach you a lot
That's
going
gonna
into
make you. Yeah.
life. You're out, and then you start arcing up to someone and then but you don't realize that you can get hit. There's consequences that can end you, like, leave you getting really hurt. Like,
Yeah, that's why you don't arc up in the first place, Tuck.
but
Leave it alone. Don't have to be involved in that sort of stuff.
up, they get self confidence. They do a little bit of cocaine, and all of a sudden they got a bit of fire in them. They got to learn that there is consequences to their act.
I don't think that's the right way though. Like the concept that they got to learn from the start that doing that sort of thing's not good, and cocaine's not going to help anyone, man. I don't think you shouldn't be doing cocaine on the street and then fucking going up to people and stuff like that. That's the worst thing you should do, Tuck.
Cocaine helped John Jones, so like, we'll
Well,
see.
That's a
let me
whole
ask you.
nother
Let me ask
thing.
you a question, Gail. What do you think is the suitable consequence for someone doing something wrong?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And they like your child, and they didn't even know it was wrong because they're still learning, they're still growing up.
Yeah, no, I agree. You need to like put your kids into line, right? Like as
Yeah,
the best thing you can do as a father is to like and your mother and that sort of thing is not to be their friend, is to be like the person that they
the
look up to,
mentor and guidance.
and
Yeah,
the mentor type thing, right? So like if you're I personally don't think that like hitting kids and stuff like that's a great way to go, like physically, but like you sort of I don't know exactly because I don't have any experience, but I like from when I was a child, my dad used to stern talking to maybe grab my arm sort of thing, like and held me tight, like grabbed me. But it was a stern talking to, and it was a there's reasons why what I'm doing is wrong, and he'd explain that very sternly, and he'd be like, if this ever happens again, there's going to be major sort of like issues and consequences and stuff, right? I don't,
yeah.
as a child, I don't want that to happen, right?
So there's more verbal communication with your
And those are like verbal
upbringing.
consequences as well. So do you reckon those
Yeah.
would work better than like violence?
Yeah, I think if we're resorting to violence, I think we're raising a good generation of children. Like especially like you mentioned, they're kids are pussies, right? They are. I'll be fair with you, but I'll be honest. But like if we're raising an entire generation that way, like I think especially now that there's no like there's just sort of there's more outlets to commit crime and stuff like that. I think it's a lot easier back in like the 50s and stuff when that used to happen, like it made sort of sense, right? Because everyone went to church on Sunday. Like you get hit by your dad on Saturday night, and then you go to church with him on Sunday morning. But like it was less of a criminal sort of state that happened. Whereas now, like we're living all around crime. Like I'm in Adelaide. There's fucking brothels out the street, literally like all the way down the street. So you literally doesn't you don't have to look far to find crime. So I think if we're putting sort of bad ideas into our children, like it's literally will not take long, and then your whole society is taken away. Tuck.
Yeah, but the generation that we're a part of didn't get hit as kids, and look how fucked we are. Like,
I think that's one extreme.
looking at our generation,
Keep
can
going.
you look me in the eyes, Gail, and tell us that we're good?
No, I agree. I agree with your point, right? But I think there's a whole lot more factors than just we didn't get hit as kids. Like there's a lot more things that sort of like parents do to allow their kids to run wild, and just be brats and stuff like that and be
I
pussy.
think
It's not
social
just the
media is
shit.
a big part as well.